She Lives এডুকেশন সেন্টারে সকলকে স্বাগত। যারা আমার চ্যানেলে আজকে নতুন, তারা প্রথমেই চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করো, বেল আইকনটা প্রেস করো, যাতে নতুন নতুন আপডেট পেতে তোমাদের বিশেষ সুবিধা হয়। আজ ইংলিশ ক্লাসে আমাদের বিষয় হলো ইউলিসেস। যারা নতুন তাদের জন্য বিশেষ করে বলছি যে ইউলিসেসের উপরে আগে যে প্রশ্ন দেওয়া হয়েছে সেটা তোমরা ভালো করে দেখে নিও। আজকে নিয়ে আসা হয়েছে কিছু ইম্পর্টেন্ট এক্সপ্লেনেশনস, যেগুলো তোমাদের বিশেষভাবে সাহায্য করবে। এবং ইউলিসেসের ক্ষেত্রে একটা জিনিসই বলার, যে কোনো যোদ্ধা কেন, যে কোনো সাধারণ মানুষের ক্ষেত্রে যে কর্মোদ্যোগী, যে কিছু করতে চায়, যে ক্রিয়েটার, তার পক্ষে ইউলিসেস কিন্তু একটি অসাধারণ এবং যোগ্য ক্যারেক্টার। এবং ইউলিসেসের মধ্যে আমরা অনেকেই কিন্তু নিজেদেরকে খুঁজে পাই। যে ইউলিসেস প্রথম থেকে শেষ পর্যন্ত কিভাবে ব্যক্ত করেছেন যে বয়স হওয়া সত্ত্বেও তার নতুনকে জানা, নতুন জায়গায় যাওয়া, নতুন নতুন যুদ্ধ করা, নতুন নতুন এক্সপেডিশন করার ইচ্ছে এখনো ফুরোয়নি। আমরা যারা ক্রিয়েটার, কোনো কিছু সৃষ্টি করার জন্য চেষ্টা করি, আমরা কিন্তু এটাই মনে ইচ্ছা রাখি যে বয়স যতই বাড়ুক না কেন, যেন আমার সৃষ্টি করার ক্ষমতাটা কমে না যায়। কাজে সেক্ষেত্রে ইউলিসেসের সঙ্গে কিন্তু তোমরা নিজেদেরকে অনেকটাই একাত্ম করতে পারবে, এবং আমরা তো বিশেষভাবে নিজেদের একাত্ম করতে পারি। তো ইউলিসেসের আগের বড় প্রশ্নটা পড়ে থাকলে তোমাদের পক্ষে এই এক্সপ্লেনেশন গুলো বুঝতে খুব সুবিধা হবে। তাহলে শুরু করছি ইউলিসেস সংক্রান্ত কিছু ইম্পর্টেন্ট এক্সপ্লেনেশনস। ইউলিসেস important explanations. Number 1. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. In these lines, Ulysses gives his philosophy of life. Even in his old age, he feels the urge to travel to distant parts of the world in order to know the unknown and see the unseen. The peaceful life at home fails to satisfy him. He had 10 years of stormy fighting on the windy plains of Troy. He had also 10 years of perilous adventures on strange and unknown seas. Still, he feels impelled to start out in search of further adventures. Cessation from adventure is impossible for him. His spirit will not allow him to rest. He would drink the wine of life to the dregs. He will enjoy the delicious drink and at the same time taste the dregs of it. Good and bad things, beautiful and sordid experiences are equally welcome to him. Less the sediments that are left at the bottom of a cup or vessel. Ulysses compares life to a cup of wine. He says that he will drain this cup to the very bottom so that not one drop is left behind. Number 2. Yet all experience is an arc where through glimpse that untraveled world, whose margin fades forever and forever when I move. These lines underline the insatiable and restless desire of Ulysses for fresh adventure and for new knowledge. He has seen and known much, yet his heart is not satisfied. He cannot remain content with his past experiences. He knows the imperfections of his knowledge. The known is petty, while the unknown is vast. The experiences of the past are not a dead end. His past experience is like a vaulted gateway through whose arc there gleamed before his eyes bright visions of a strange and new world. But this strange world, though it beckons him forever, recedes farther and farther back the nearer he approaches it. Ulysses means here that there is no limit to human knowledge. The more you get it, the more remains unexplored. Experiences always beckon one, but one can never get at the horizon limit. It always recedes as one goes forward to get it. Ulysses finds that a whole world of experience lay and still unexplored by him. Number 3. And this great spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge, like a sinking star, beyond the utmost bound of human thought. In these lines, Ulysses expresses his ardent yearning for new adventures and knowledge. He has an intense hatred for a life of slothful and ignoble ease. He is aged and infirm, but old age is no excuse for his rest and retirement. His spirit is ever ready to start on new voyages of discovery and adventure. Perhaps some 3 more years of existence remain to him, but it would be extremely base and vile if he were to remain in comfortable rest and ease for this brief period of existence. It is not for him to cherish and nourish it with miserly caution. His years are grey, but his spirit is green. His heart yearns to start in endless pursuit of knowledge, even into the farthest regions of the unknown, beyond the utmost limits of human thought and action. Number 4. He works his work, I mine. Ulysses makes this final remark after contrasting his philosophy of life with that of his son Telemachus. Telemachus is a successful man of the world. He will prove a worthy king for the savage people of Ithaca. He has the patient tactfulness by which the savage people may be slowly disciplined into habits of useful and industrious life. He is free from all blame. He knows how to discharge his duties. He will not fail in performing the duties of domestic life and will worship the gods of the household with due devotion. So, he can be safely given the charge of ruling the kingdom. His life is limited to the narrow groove of routine duties. Ulysses has complete appreciation of his son's qualities and limitations. He has, however, no complaint that his son lacks his idealism and courage. He leaves his son to work in his own sphere, while he will do his work in his own way. He says that he fully appreciates his son's attitude and way of life. However, there is a half-tender, half-contemptuous note of affection with which Ulysses dismisses his discourse about his son. Telemachus's virtues are of a neutral, colorless, suitable to preserve him from great faults, but unable to lead him into the paths of greatness. Hope you all got it. If so, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Press the bell icon for updates and give your comment on it. So, this is for the day. Thank you.